Welcome back. Hi, Player Dart here. Hey, look what dropped. It's the Ratline. We played a demo of this, and we saw 4 of the cases. I've now gone through with the full build, and I played through those cases again. Just because, I mean, you can just fill in the information if you know what it is from memory, and just put in all the information and click the right names from the right images and so forth. But you kind of need to unlock the documents in order to be able to use them later, and it's just easier if you do that as you go. So I've gone and I've played the first 4. There are some changes. There are other documents that I got a hold of that I didn't have in the demo. Presumably that's information that I'm going to need in the later cases. But let's get into it. Let's continue. And it's snowing. It's not raining. Is the first difference. Oh. You know what? I have to show you something. There is an entire slider bar to turn the dog on and off. That is all. Okay, back we go. Except it's going to make me go through the main menu again. Which is lame. Why did you do that? Why did we do this way? Continue. Yes, the case of the sunburnt Nazi. Thank you. Hey, look, it's snowing. Okay, over we go. Let's see what we have. Okay, so it's more stuff about these names. It's the hyena, metra, and cuchillo. Here we go. Let's open the thing up. Mr. Perlman, we are looking for the Paraguayan chief of police known as the hyena. A famed sniper during the war, he made his name as an expert in disguise and deception. He has recently been implicated in a corruption scandal at the heart of the government that invoked the ire of the president and sent the hyena into forced hiding. We traced him to the seaside town of Puerto del Alba. However, something has happened, and we believe he may have been killed. We intercepted a telegram reading, hyena dead, Cusillo and Metra also, unknown shooter. Please find out what all this means. Okay. And then we have this, which that's not a good picture. So I think yeah, no. So, yeah. Hotel Azul, this happened at, and we have this tattoo, which is North America with the equator, and we have a tattoo over here, what looks like a rain cloud. I want to put that away now. Okay, so now, with just that to go on, what do I do? The hyena. Cusillo. Cusillo or cuchillo? Because those are different. And Metra also unknown shooter. Okay, so let's go over. What do we look up? Does this need to be closed? You see, the window works now too. They've fixed everything. Let's start with the library. What do we want to do for the library? Can I make it smaller? I can make a tiny little library. They've changed things. Hotel Azul. Hotel Azul, floor plan and guest book. Excellent. Let me get that, and let me get that. So we have the guest book for the Hotel Azul. We're also going to put both of those up on the corkboard so we can get them later. So now, level 3 floor plan. 301, 302, 303, 304, 305, 306, with spaces here, which we don't know why. North is up, and then S, I don't know what this is. What do these S's mean? Don't know. Anyway, guest book for April. Oh, wait a minute, we're doing date first. So this is like July 4th and July 5th. Paul Gerhardt in room 302. Daniel H., which I can't believe they let somebody sign in like that, in 304. So in the room next door. Ernst Gerhardt, the next day, in 301 across the hall. And these are the only three people that we know are on this floor. Okay. So that's that and that's that. So we could also look to see whether or not we get something for Puerto del Alba in the phone book, and whether we get something for the Hotel Azul. Let's go try those things. So in the directory, H for Hotel Azul. Yeah, we do. Let's call them now. It'll dial for me. It's amazing. Oh, I still have to like push the button to make the thing. Hello, Hotel Azul, one of the most affordable hotels in Puerto del Alba. Boris speaking. Hello, I'm an investigator inquiring about an incident that happened opposite your hotel. Of course, an unimaginable scene of horror. Mind if I ask you a few questions? Of course. How can I help? What happened exactly? There was a shooting outside the hotel. One of our guests was murdered. Which guest? I believe it was one Paul Gerhardt, although there's not a lot left to judge by. Quite gory. Who was he? He checked in the day before the incident. I'm sure he was high up in the security services, because the hotel is still crawling with Paraguayan secret agents. Perhaps he was the chief of police? Perhaps. Him or his brother. His brother? Yes, his brother checked in on the day of the incident, a Mr. Ernst Gerhardt. Any indication as to their reason for visiting? Not sure. Perhaps catching the ferry to see the beaches at Playa Bruma or Bahia Escondida. But you know, you don't need bodyguards for that. Do you think the names were real? I doubt it. Most people here check in under assumed names, for all sorts of reasons. If he was in the security services, I don't imagine he holidays much under his real name. One last thing. When he arrived, Mr. Paul gave me a letter to send. However, I still have it. Would you like to see it? Yes, please. Yeah, and the police down in Paraguay would not confiscate that letter. Who were your other guests at the time? Tell me more about them. Tell me more about them. Apart from the brothers, no one exceptional. How would you describe them? Both tall men with sandy blonde hair, gaunt with piercing eyes. More than similar. If I hadn't checked them in separately, I would say they were the same man. Anything unusual that they said or did? Only one thing. When I mentioned to Ernst that his brother was already here, he looked a touch confused, and I heard him mutter, "The plot thickens." So, on the day of the incident, what happened at your hotel? That morning, around 11 a.m., 2 large bodyguards came to the front desk asking for Mr. Paul. They said they were his protection. I sent them to his room. Did you see them exit? I was called away, but I understand they left and went to the fun fair. Thank you. Tell me about your hotel. I would love to say we are a state-of-the-art facility, but unfortunately, I feel the hotel has seen better days. Can I access your floor plan? In the municipal records, the guest book too. How about the guests' rooms? Anything notable? Well, they both left quite a few things. We actually have pictures of both brothers' rooms taken as evidence. Ernst owes us money, since he seems to have disappeared. Sadly, we cannot take payment in toy bears. Ah, could you send over the photos, please? I will do that. Thanks, that's all I need. Okay, so we get the transcript here, which we can look over. And then we have a letter. Dear R, writing you from Puerto del Alba, you found a great man through PS. They've put me up in a terrible hotel. Room doesn't even have the sunrise. Okay. I'm free for the moment to walk around, but they're sending some new bodyguards tomorrow to protect me. I can't risk sticking around for more revelations to come out. Time to make a move. After this, I will spend some time at the next port until things have cooled down. In a month, I intend to return to Dr. Schmidt to complete my oronectomy, though I've heard nothing from him recently. We can meet there. Expect word. Woof, woof. Best, NS. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a second, but there's more things. So we have this, which is room 302, and there's a prop box, although a prop box should not be small enough to fit into a suitcase, and what looks like a script. So is this an actor? That's weird. So this is supposed to be room 302. 301 is across the way, and the thing is askew. This is 6, nearly 7. This is like 640. Okay. And then this is another picture of another room with a bear marked Belushi's. I'm not sure what I was supposed to do with that. Ballymun Garda Station. Oh, well. That probably had something to do with the previous thing. There's a screwdriver on the floor. Interesting. Wonder what that's about. And that's everything. Okay, so now. One of the other documents that we had previously. So there's the transcript that we just got. It's taped to the wall. But now we can put anything that we want onto the corkboard. So now, yeah, this is up. Let's bring up the one with the open door. If we take a look at this, if that is supposed to be room 302, there's something weird. Because the floor plan doesn't match. Because this is the door right up against the wall. That is not this door. So, this absolutely could be room 301 that we're looking at here. And that would explain why this is askew, is that these signs have been reversed somehow. Why does that matter? Why would you do this? I don't know. So, that's one thing that I noticed. I still don't know what these S things are. Default system 251. I don't know. I'm going to put these away. But anyway, if we go into the case files for previous evidence, and we go through Marathon Men, we get this patient list, which wasn't part of the stuff we got before. I'm going to pin it. Thank you. But someone said that they were going back for an oronectomy. So this is Nico Schroeder. So I got Nico, that name, when I played through case number 2 before. So Nico Schroeder is a name that we need. Where does it go? I'm not sure, but we like that name, Nico Schroeder. So actually, I'm going to take a hot second to just write it down. It was Nico with a K. Okay, fantastic. So now that patient list is also pinned onto the board. This is working the way I wish it were. Let me take a look at the transcript again. The description of them. How would you describe them? They were tall men with sandy blonde hair and gaunt with piercing eyes. If I hadn't checked them in separately, I would say they were the same man. But if I take a look at this picture, this is not a sandy blonde dude, right? So it's very weird. So that's Paul Gerhardt, who was in 302. Ernst was in 301. But those are the rooms that I think have been flipped. And then there's this Daniel H. who's sharing the floor in 304. Plus anybody else who didn't check in that day, right? Okay, and there's this, Belushi's. Let's have a look at that. I think I just checked for it. Belushi's is not there. Yeah, it's not. I mean, what about in the library? I mean, I'm not expecting this to work. Belushi stockists. Ba-bink. Pin it. Blow it up. Puerto de Alba. Cans of Glory. Cans of Glory? I'm writing that down, too. That is a very weird name, folks. Cans of Glory. Okay. Put that away. Right. It doesn't like a space, so you can only put one word's worth of information. Is that in the Rolodex, Cans of Glory? Cans of Glory, it sure is. Give them a call. Hello, Clans of Glory. Reynaldo here. How can I help? Did you see the man who was killed last week? I did. He stopped at Cans of Glory with his escorts to play and generally be seen. Pleasant man? Quite the opposite. I was chatting with a tourist couple who wanted to know how to get to Las Rocas del Sur and San Venturo. He steamed right past them and demanded to play. How did he do? Honestly, he did terribly. Couldn't hit a thing. It was like he was half blind. Nothing like the day before. What happened the day before? He came by the stall on his own, no escort, and nailed every can on the first shot. What did he win? He won a large bear. Do people often get that? I didn't even know it was possible. Still, I guess he got lucky considering his next performance. What happened then? I saw him moving around the market, then toward the seaside exhibits. After that, I heard 3 shots ring out in quick succession and a lot of screaming. You saw the shooter? I did not, but I think it came from the lighthouse. My brother went up there after, took a photo. I'll send it to you. Many thanks. How about his bodyguards? Aye, I knew their type all right. Filthy insurrectionist Lazarosas. Why do you say that? I'm Cuban, so I knew straight away what they were all about. They had half Cuban, half American accents and special forces tattoos. What does that mean? They were involved with Playa del Toro. Oh. You know, there were a lot of those guys held after their plan fell apart. Afterwards, it was said they went to South America, as no one else would have them. Disgusting mercenaries. Thanks, this is useful. By the way, I found something odd, a business card. I'll send it over. Perhaps you can take a look at it. Sure. That's all for now. So, got a bunch of stuff dropped on us. So what we were supposed to get was a photo from the lighthouse. They were involved with Playa del Toro. I don't know what that means. I don't remember that from one of the previous cases. And a business card. Okay, so this... Yeah, there we go. Matching suits. This guy, what is that tattoo? Is it a barbell on his neck? It doesn't flip over. And then, that would be a sniper rifle, pair of sunglasses, hat, and a casing, and a ferry boat. I do not know what to make of this. And Simon Jones, theater agent, 312-778-941. I'll write that number down, and I will have to dial that number myself. Well, let's give Simon a call. 312-778-941. Call. Simon Jones, theater agent. Give me good news. What does your agency do? We're an esteemed London talent agency for only the top actors and actresses. Famous worldwide on stage and screen. Oh, really? Can you tell me some of your clients? Do you know Jonathan Bailey? He did the Colgate toothpaste advert some time ago. I see. Do you have anyone working in Puerto del Alba? Where the devil is that? It's in Paraguay. No, I don't think so. Oh, you know, perhaps that's where Cyril is. Cyril? Oh yes, he was quite big in the tropics a few years ago for a hernia cream advert. You know, Rectalis? I don't. Quite striking. He was playing a cowboy riding side saddle. They had that song by Johnny Cash. Ring of Fire. That's the one. So you did see it. Call it a hunch. So wouldn't you know, I got a call from a Paraguayan film company, Pantalla Sur, wanted him out there straight away. What for? Do you know? It was an experimental film. They said they had hidden cameras all around town, very Altman, and they wanted him to walk around looking imperious like a sheriff or something. What else? Sent us a first-class plane ticket and a costume. Booked him a hotel room under assumed name. Very cloak and dagger. Any idea why they wanted Cyril? The man said that Cyril's character was based on real-life inspiration and only he would do. Thanks. Aha, okay. So, we're gonna skip the bit about Rectalis. Paraguayan film company, Pantalla Sur. And someone named Cyril. So, the next question, I suppose, is, can I get that place on... Oh, here we go. Script for experimental film, working title Tooth and Claw. In this improvised role, you'll portray the chief of police, authoritative, composed, and mildly theatrical. You'll be escorted through town by two silent bodyguards, maintaining an air of controlled command. Along the way, you'll pause at key locations, firing around at the Funfair shooting gallery and posing for a photo at the seaside attraction, all while projecting confidence and subtle menace. Cameras are hidden. We are aiming for a naturalistic Altman/Verite style. Assume you are always potentially being filmed, though you will not know when or where. Your goal is to inhabit the role fully, treating everyone around you as background extras in your scene, no matter how they react. Maintain a dry wit, a steady gaze, and a sense of detachment. Think small-town autocrat with cinematic flair. Suggested phrases to use sparingly and naturally. Have him arrested later. This town needs order. I never liked that ride. It's a very character-building line. Make a note of him. I don't recall authorizing that. This is all very weird. Okay. Put that away. So I think we see what's happening here, why we have two of them. The plot thickens. Okay, so he's reacting to finding out that there's somebody else that looks like him, his brother, has already checked in. Right, he thinks it's part of the movie role, but he's obviously been set up as a decoy to go around and be very public so that he can get himself assassinated. So let's go back to here. So let's think about this. Ernst arrived later. So that's Cyril under an assumed name. So Paul Gerhardt was the actual chief of police, but that might be an assumed name as well. Okay, let's go back to the phone. We want the letter P. Pantalla Sur Productions. This is the answering machine for the Pantalla Sur Film Productions. The office is currently closed for renovation. If you wish to discuss film productions or speak to our director, Raul Sanchez, please call back another time. Okay, so we got a name, but that's it. Raul Sanchez is the director. What good is that? Is he in here? Root Tree Candy Company. Oh, I'm not going to call that. Sanchez is not here either. What do we do with Raul Sanchez? I mean, for the, let's go back. For that, Tooth and Claw. I mean, I'll try this. No, doesn't do anything. Ferry timetable in something or other. Puerto del Alba Ferry. What on earth? Well, pin it to the board. No ferries on Mondays. Timetable and forecast. Oh, wait. The initials there might be the destination of the ferry. Okay, but that clinches something. Sunrise was at 6 a.m. and sunset was at 9 p.m. So if we bring up this picture again, it's 6:40, which means whether that's 6:40 in the morning or 6:40 p.m., the sun should be up. That's what's coming in the window. Which could still be either side, depending on whether it's... Never mind, forget I said anything. But somebody said... They put me up in a terrible hotel room. The room doesn't even have sunrise. Dear R. We don't know who R is. Oh, writing you from Puerto del Alba, you found a great man through P.S. Well, that's not Simon. Oh, wait a minute. P.S. Pantalla Sur. So could this be Dear Raul? Oh, except Raul is Pantalla Sur. Me. They've put me up in a terrible hotel. The room doesn't even have the sunrise. So if this is Nico Schroeder. Woof woof. Oh, he's the hyena. That's what it is. He's a dog. He's a dog. Fine, fine, fine. Okay. So if Raul Sanchez is the person being written to here, they're sending new bodyguards tomorrow to protect me. I can't risk sticking around for more revelations to come out. Time to make a move. After this, I'll spend some time at the next port until things have cooled down. In a month, I intend to return to Dr. Schmidt to complete my oronectomy, though I've heard nothing from him recently because he got himself arrested in a previous case. Best NS, Nico Schroeder. So do I know anything about the day of the week or time? Because we've got this. And then we have the Hotel Azul transcript. He checked in the day before the incident. Paul did. So he checked in on July 5th. No, he checked in on July 4th, and the incident was on July 5th. So there's Playa Bruma, Bahia Escondida. So those are two of the abbreviations here. Bahia Escondida, Playa Bruma. And then whatever SV is and whatever LRDS is. Da 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 da. What am I supposed to do with this picture of a ferry leaving away from the lighthouse? Why do I care? I mean, it's sunny in the picture, so it's not Tuesday. And if it's Thursday, it's 4 p.m. But otherwise, it could be Wednesday or Friday. And also, I'm having trouble figuring out why I care. We're looking for the Paraguayan chief of police known as the Hyena. Famed sniper during the war, he made his name as an expert in disguise and deception. Okay, so this tracks. He was implicated in a corruption scandal, invoking the ire of the president, sent into forced hiding. Something happened, we believe he may be killed. Hyena dead. Cuchillo and Metra also unknown shooter. So then, do we want the hyena, or do we want the murder victim? Because there's nothing to distinguish these two people yet, other than one of them is one and one of them is the other. Those two may need to switch. Oh, pardon me. You don't live there. But you're the person who died, the person who's terrible at shooting. You're Cyril. We look at this. Oh, that's what that is. It's the barbell. So yeah, he really was shot. That tattoo belongs to this guy. There's got to be more stuff that we're getting from someplace. But I mean, we can put this in. I believe it's Nico Schroeder. Well, I suppose one reason that we want to know is he's moving on to the next port, so which port is that? Which of the 4 destinations did he take when he got on the ferry? Oh, well, their current location, for someone who's died, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put the location of where they last were. So this is where they are. These are going to be Puerto de Alba. That's where they were last alive. So those are easy anyway. Yeah, I'm kind of at a dead end. I mean, I think I should be looking for Raul Sanchez, but where? How? I see these have been taken down too. The articles about the bishop that started this whole thing off, and about Saul himself. We're involved with Playa del Toro. We haven't done anything with that yet. There we go. Playa del Toro Strategic Battle Operations Guide. English. Landing begins at 5:30 a.m. Knife and pistol teams will silently eliminate beach guards. Snipers take cover in set positions. Machine gunners reinforced with sandbags. Advance after the Air Force bombing. El desembarco comienza a las 5:30. Equipos con cuchillos y pistolas eliminaron silenciosamente a los guardias de la playa. Francotiradores, French shooters, tomaron posiciones bajo cobertura natural. Metras reforzarán con sacos de arena, avancen tras el bombardeo aéreo. So, the two names that we have, Cuchillo and Metra, Cuchillos, equipos con cuchillos y pistolas, knife and pistol teams. Equipos are teams. Pistolas is pistol. So cuchillo is knife. Metra, machine gunners. Not that I know what good that's going to do me, but at least it lets me distinguish something between these two people. So here's a question. If the shooting just happened, why is it snowing outside? I mean, you can talk about how, oh, it's the southern hemisphere, it's summer there. It's still July, according to the dates. It's still July. I mean, this should not work. Because that's not actually him. But we also haven't seen a picture of him. I am so stuck for what to do next. I just don't see anything else that's a scrap of information that's left over. Is there a news article about the shooting? Oh! Lazarosa coming to Paraguay. There we go. There we go. Country Paraguay, subject arrival of Lazarosa. Indications of importing Lazarosa soldiers for stationing at government residences. Raising alert to blue. Machine gunner Ramon Torres. And Luis Delgado, close quarters with a knife. Okay. So, let's move over, bring this up. So then, Metra means machine gunner. That's going to be Ramon. Cuchillo is knife. That's going to be Luis. And for the last names, Ramon Torres and Luis Delgado. Okay, so other than having their pictures the wrong way around. Oh, you know what? I think I have the pictures the right way around. Because if these are symbols for them, if they are tattoos, this knife could be inside this barbell tattoo. You could just add some black over to here and a bar across here and turn, or weights across here, and turn it into this so that you don't have an obvious knife on your neck. And for the other one, this could be the reticle symbol if you just covered it over with a map. So I think I actually have those pictures the correct way around. So the only thing that's left is to figure out where this guy went. When were the pictures taken of the 2 hotel rooms? That morning at 11 a.m., 2 large bodyguards came to the front desk asking for Mr. Paul. It doesn't say when the pictures were taken. The problem is the only thing that says anything about days of the week. I mean, other than everything is saying it's sunny all day, which means it's either Wednesday or Friday. I mean, I'm not above just grinding through all names. So what does SV stand for? San Ventura. I mean, this has no hope. Okay, it's not San Ventura. Oops, we forgot to put it in the database. What were the other locations on this? Bahia Escondida. Let's give that one a try, because it's one I can actually type in. Rat on him? Okay. No. What was L? Los Rocas del Sur. Las Rocas del Sur. Sure. Las Rocas del Sur. Try that. No. Okay. Of course, this picture could be wrong, too, because we know this is a picture of Cyril, not of our police chief. It's just, it looks exactly like him. PB, I forget what PB is. Playa something, presumably. Playa Bruma. Let's give it a go. Ugh. No, okay. Fine. So I think the other problem is this just isn't the right picture of the right person. This is Cyril, even though it's basically the same. Oh, could the screwdriver be to replace the two signs? That could be. Because, I mean, if there was a scandal involving this person, there'd be newspaper articles that there would be a picture of him, wouldn't there? You'd think. If all I need is a picture. Now I'm just annoyed. Snow in July and no photographs of a scandal. How do I get a picture of this person? What else is there that he's done that's going to get him a picture of himself? And will I feel stupid when I find out what it is? I mean, we have this gigantic hat and sunglasses. Why do we care? It's been raining. These are puddles. They're puddles. There's a reflection. Okay. Rain after sun. It is, in fact, Playa Bruma, as it happens. It's Thursday. That's how we know. It was raining and then sunny. Okay. So, that's something. Now we just need the freaking picture. Oh, hang on. That's the same hat, and those could be the same sunglasses. Is this the guy? I mean, we don't know who the shooter was. We don't know who the guy was who shot him. But is it him? Okay. Got it. Now, this is a new thing, fill in the blanks. So we're sending our report to the people that we are reporting to whom it may concern. I've identified the hyena as well as Kusilla, although we're wandering even farther away from the correct spelling of that word, and Metra. Cusillo, oh wow, we really don't know how to spell this word, is Luis Delgado, and Metra is Ramon Torres. They are both members of the Lazarosa, decried mercenaries, and were working as enforcers for the Paraguayan government. They are both dead in Puerto Alba. The other man dead there is Cyril Lampley, although we never got Cyril's last name, an actor. He was hired by Pantalla Sur Productions, apparently for an experimental film. In reality, he was hired as he was a dead ringer for the hyena. The hyena arrived at his hotel a day before Lampley, who was staying opposite. On the day of the murder, he swapped the room numbers so that Cuchillo and Metra picked up the wrong man. They then circulated around town with Lampley playing his role until they were all executed by the hyena. The hyena then fled to Playa Bruma. He can be identified through his choice of dentist. One Alex Schmidt and goes by Nico Schroeder. And now that that's done, we can put this case to bed. And it's going to send us directly into 6, the silent partner, but this was a long case, so I am actually going to go to the main menu. We're not going to start that. So, that case was a lot bigger than the other ones we've done, but that's probably going to be the way that it goes from now on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. please leave a comment to let me know whether you're excited about the Ratline coming back. Please click the like and subscribe buttons to let my work be seen by other people. That helps a lot. And there's not that many cases here. I think there are only 9, which means there's only going to be 4 more episodes of this left. So it's only going to have a short stay. But I am really excited about this game. It's a puzzle game unlike anything that you see typically. It's very clever. It's very well done. I like it a lot. It's a little frustrating, but I like it a lot. At any rate, I will see you in the next video. Have a marvelous day, and I've been Player Dart. Goodbye.